Welcome to Nerds Geeks in the Kitchen Sink. It's the podcast that's like hanging out at the video store.
Well, of course it is. And we're back.
And we're back. It's been a little while,
I know.
but we've
I
been
got shit
busy.
actually working. So
Your camera has never looked better.
I know, right?
It's
I'm
glorious.
sorry to everyone that has to look at me in a better light.
Let me just go back and say I'm sorry that for everyone that has to look at me, period, in any light.
Well,
I apologize. We used to go to this pizza place um, in Carlinville, and they had a
uh,
one wall that was a mirror.
oh,
And at one time, we sat in a booth that was up against that mirror, and
right,
it was a
right.
pizza buffet.
Oh,
And I happened to see myself just like scarfing it down, and I was like,
so is
I
it
have
like a
lost my
sign?
appetite, baby.
It was like the sign above it says "Wall of Shame."
A hundred
That
percent.
you're like sitting there, you
I
know.
apologize to my entire family on that day. I'm so sorry. What the hell's been going on?
Not much. Well, actually, a lot. I've watched a ton of shit. There's been a lot of stuff since we were last on air. Um, I've actually, game wise, I've gone back to playing Days Gone.
Oh yeah,
So
there's going to be a remaster, or there is a
there
remaster, is it?
is a
Okay,
remaster. So that's I started playing the remaster. So
cool.
that was because I liked that game a lot when it
Yeah.
came out.
hmm
So, but
I think we covered it when it was new.
yeah, yeah, because I think I got it like day one when
Yeah,
we.
I think I
So
gave you that one. I think I gave you a
yes,
code.
yes.
Hell yeah. All right. So performance wise, how's it look? How does it, I mean,
I
roughly the
like it a
same?
lot. I mean, on a PS5 compared to PS4 when it first came.
Can you really see the difference?
Um, like during gameplay motion, I can see a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Feels a lot better on the controller, but cinematics pretty much the same, but it's not gonna get too
Well,
much
because they
when it
were
comes
already
to.
pretty damn
I
good,
was
right?
gonna say they were already pretty damn good, so
Okay. Well, listen, if we're talking gaming already, I might as well just
I would say just hit
I
it.
might as well
Yep.
just get this out of the way. Oblivion
Sh
remaster.
I would say share your current addiction. Yeah.
There are many things I wanted to do this weekend, and I did. I have been busy. We painted Zora's room, um, red and black as she wanted. It looks great. It's almost done. It's taken a while, but I've had things to do, like adult things that I've done.
Right,
But
right.
then it's like all of those are just in pursuit of like not of like being a good dad or like taking care of the house. That's not why I cut the grass. The reason why I did that was so I could go inside and play Oblivion when I was done.
It's like,
So
I
this,
gotta get these things done so I can play Oblivion.
yes, this Oblivion remaster has gripped
Right,
my soul. Now, I had the original Oblivion on
right.
PC back in the day, but I will fully admit that I didn't really get it when it was new. I just didn't
No.
really, it didn't really click with me. I wasn't into fantasy,
Right,
and I still wouldn't say that I'm super into fantasy. Um, but I didn't really get because it's, it kind of descends from like D&D and like those kinds of
right,
fantasy
right,
things. And I just didn't really have those. I didn't really have those, right?
right,
So I liked RPGs, but I only really knew JRPGs, turn-based things, tactics things,
right.
whatever. So I had played around with Morrowind and was like, what? I don't get this at all. This is weird. But then so I really tried to do Oblivion, and I remember making it through the sewers and like getting out into the world and running around, but
Right.
just like not really. It felt it just wasn't for me, right? Um, I needed constant action. I needed the blood and the guts, I guess. I don't know. Um, but since then, Skyrim has come out, and even I was
Right.
skeptical of Skyrim when it was new. But Bethesda gave me a copy, and I said, "All right, I'll try this so I can talk about it."
Yeah,
And then I ended up like I still play it. I still
yeah.
play Skyrim all the time. So now I have like a kind of unique perspective of like Oblivion being kind of new for me. Like
Right,
I know
right.
really a lot of it, and I've played it before, but not really. So now I feel like now I can truly appreciate all those lights just came on. Hell yeah. All right, all right. Very cool.
Yes, yes.
So I can really appreciate now a lot of the things about Oblivion that I couldn't before. One thing that I'll just say right now, if you're like me and never really did Oblivion, but have played Skyrim and liked it, you probably should check out Oblivion Remastered.
Yeah.
And my number one reasoning is, yeah, the system is a little more archaic. The way items work and the way like leveling up, you have to sleep to level up.
Right.
It is more like D&D in a lot of ways, right?
Hmm.
But I think the strength of it is the story is way more coherent and there is way less side bullshit to stop you from enjoying that main quest. Because I don't know about you, but in Skyrim for me, so much I'm just like, oh, what was I doing? I just started fighting a troll and ended up in this cave, and it's been 10 hours. I
Right.
think I'm the Dragonborn. What am I supposed to do? Who am I looking for? Where am I going?
Yeah.
That stuff happens all the time in Skyrim, and that's, I mean, part of the fun. I mean, I get that. The
Yeah.
wandering is the fun, but Oblivion is a lot more straightforward. I think it has a way stronger narrative, um, so far anyway. And I love the world. It feels like a fun fantasy world. And I've recently, I think we've kind of talked about, I've been, for whatever reason, in a sort of like 80s fantasy phase
Right.
where I've watched um what was the I watched Hawk the
Hawk.
Slayer. Yeah, I watched Hawk the Slayer, and then I watched
The Wizard.
Wizard the no, what is it?
Or
Wizard of the Lost Kingdom?
is that what it
I
is?
think I
The
watched that
one I
one.
think. Yeah.
Sword and the Sorcerer.
Okay.
And then also this week I watched Kroll.
Finally.
So yeah, Kroll rules, man. If there's a glaive, I'm on board.
No doubt.
So
No, yeah, this game is right up my alley because I mean I grew up with the whole original D&D going through playing, you know, I was original Zork,
sure. Oh, I played
on
Zork
the
for sure.
computer
I
and
love Zork.
those yeah.
Dude, you know I've been eaten by the Gru.
Well, who hasn't?
Kids these days.
Well, yeah, that's true, but they also don't know what dysentery is and that she only made it just past the Mississippi, so
That's right. That's right. Oh boy, what a there's like no equivalent to that game today.
no,
I
there
mean,
really
what?
isn't.
I don't know. It's very weird. Oregon Trail is a strange.
Right,
Anyway, Oblivion is cool because you're everything is a little bit more old school.
right.
And to me, that feels good. Like that,
Hmm.
if it happened today, like it would feel like a choice that they're making. But like this is just the way it was for them then, you know. And so like you're picking your character race, you're picking your class, you're
Right,
picking your birth sign, and all those things are like you're like building your character sheet,
right,
in D&D. It's very cool. Things that I did before but just didn't appreciate,
right.
but now I do. So I'm playing as a dark elf who looks an awful lot like Nosferatu.
Yeah,
Uh,
you shared
I
that on
think I
the
shared it. Yeah.
Discord.
If you're in the
Yes,
Discord, you'll be able to see
right,
that kind of nonsense. But I mainly wanted to focus on combat and like magic, basically, like
right.
restoration and
Hmm.
destruction. So, yeah, I've just been running around killing people and doing fun stuff. So, anyway, Oblivion Remastered. If you love the original, I don't have that same experience. So, I don't know, like, based from that point of view, how it is.
Right,
But from someone who only messed around with it and loves Skyrim, this is like this is an unexpected delight because I've just been waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. Who knows
right,
when the hell that is? Years still probably.
right, right,
This is like, hey, thank you because I didn't know how bad I needed this.
right.
Hmm.
Well, someone who played the original, but I haven't played this one yet, but I've seen plenty of gameplay
Yeah.
and screenshots. I mean, from like menu screens and some of the, when your choices, talking to characters,
Hmm.
some of the battle stuff, it's set up exactly the same way, but in far better detail and graphics.
Yeah, the HUD has changed a little. All the
Yeah,
all the menus are a little easier to read.
right,
I love the wheel. It's like I find it to be better than Skyrim because in
right.
Skyrim, to quickly access items like your favorite items that you want to use,
Mhm.
you have to press a button on the D-pad and then just scroll up and down through this list. And
Right.
that list by the end of the game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I like in Oblivion, like it's a little bit more, hey, look, you have this wheel and there are maybe nine.
Right.
options or 10, whatever it is, and you can assign whatever you want to those different slots. But like that's it. So like you have
Hmm.
to decide what you want in there.
Right.
I love that. It's easier to navigate. It has a little
Yeah.
everything has a little icon,
Right.
uh, and the description is all. I really like that. I would prefer Skyrim to have something like that, to be honest.
It makes that quick choice in the menu hell of a lot easier
Yeah.
than what the the other Skyrim.
And two more things. The graphics are really, really good.
Hmm.
I know that original game is kind of known for being goofy looking. Some of
Yes.
the characters are a little
I
weird
mean,
and
you got to think of the year that it was
yeah, sure, it
put
was like a
out. So I
360
mean,
game, so things have
yeah,
changed.
yeah,
Um, so the characters look more realistic, but they still retain some of the facial expressions are still really weird.
and that's intentional.
I
Because
think
if you go
so.
back and look at some of the shots from the original game and the same conversations,
Yeah.
it's just the same expressions and some of the same actions, but just with better graphics.
Yeah, but the environment
And the
looks
audio, yeah,
gorgeous. The
right.
the environment is crazy. I just keep taking screenshots. It's so good. It looks better than Skyrim, obviously.
Yeah,
It's wonderful, and I love this like the rolling green with it's not just the nice grass, but you also have like realistic little flowers in there, and like
yeah.
it just looks way more realistic, and the trees and everything. And the water looks great. It's really really beautiful. That and the I didn't realize I knew Patrick Stewart was in it because you can't forget
Oh,
that.
right, right.
He's Uriel Septim, so like he's
Yes,
right off the bat. I remember that from back when I played it, but I
right.
didn't remember. I either didn't remember or didn't make it this far that Sean Bean is in
Oh,
it.
yeah, you forgot about that?
I
Yeah,
forgot about old Martin.
yeah,
So yeah, that's it was like fun to be like, wait a minute, that has to be Sean Bean,
yeah,
and it's Sean Bean, and his like character kind of looks like him. It's weird.
yeah,
It's like they didn't get it quite right on the 360, so they
right.
copied that instead of trying to make it look more like, well, probably because they didn't license Sean Bean, I'm sure, just his voice.
Right.
Hmm. So anyway,
Yeah,
I could
because
talk about this all day, but
no, because as far as I know, all the original voice actors that were in the original are in the remastered.
I know that they've added more voices.
Right. But I think
Um,
I think everyone that was in the original is in this one. Their voices clarified and
hmm.
digital remastered
They sound
for it
great.
as well.
You
So,
wouldn't know that it's from, how many years ago at this point?
right.
Almost 20, right?
I was
Or
saying it's
20.
pretty I was saying, is it 20? Was
It's
it
really close.
was it uh 05?
That's my feeling is that it was '05, but I don't know. I mean, I could ask. I could ask the internet. What
Hmm.
year did the original Oblivion come out? 2006. So yeah,
Okay. It was
we're,
close enough.
we're looking
Yeah.
at 20 years.
Right.
So anyway, highly recommend for people who are looking for something.
Absolutely.
And then we've got right around the corner Doom Dark Ages.
Oh
So
my
I'm
God. I saw some more gameplay. I'm like,
oh
gimme, gimme, gimme.
yeah, it looks wonderful.
I know. I can't wait for that one.
Yep. Anyway, I'll shut up about Oblivion. What do you have?
No, that's fine. No, I mean, basically, I've been playing Days Gone. I'm still playing more robots. Still having fun with that one.
You said you watched some movies.
I watched some movies. One that we covered because you watched it and I
Hmm.
didn't get to. Wolfman finally is on streaming
Yeah, what were your
the
thoughts
last
on that?
couple of weeks. I'm kind of torn whether I really liked it or I thought it was meh. It had some really good concepts,
Yeah.
but a few of the things I was kind of like, you know, few of the scenes I thought they could have been done better.
Hmm.
So I wish it almost though, my biggest thing was the ending. I wish there was more to it after that point.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, the way it kind of ended with them just standing looking over a valley. I mean,
Well, it's the way it began.
I get the association with, and I was just getting ready to say that. But it's like, okay, you got no real information on his dad, what happened, oh, he was found. well, what happened that they all knew it and him quote unquote presumed dead,
Yeah.
but like
I just felt
give
that
me a
the
little extra.
I remember thinking, the metaphor seems clear that it's about this disease or whatever. Uh, but I just kind of wanted it to be like a fun Wolfman movie.
Right, right.
And there are
And I
some
think
amazing
that's
scenes.
right. And I think that's the thing that I wanted more of. I wanted more of the Wolfman. I wasn't a huge fan of the design. I get what they were going. I wanted a little more lupine looking, shall we
It's
say?
been worse, I'd say, but it
Oh
certainly
yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't say it was my number one favorite werewolf look. No, I would agree with you.
No.
But
But I
like
mean,
the scene when he's starting to get his senses are going crazy and
right.
he goes upstairs and that spider is like
Oh,
that was so cool, man.
yeah. And that was some of the concepts. The fact that he was like losing the ability to understand,
Yeah,
that kind of thing, and the shift in his eyesight with, becoming more nocturnal, more canine view, those things were really good concepts.
sure.
I just thought it could have been played on more. So,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I
that
thought it
was
was kind of mid-level. I didn't think it
right.
was amazing, but I didn't think it was wonderful either.
No. So that was one of the things. We are going to get into Sinners, so I don't want to get into that yet. But
Yes,
yes, that
sir.
was. Um, I'm actually going to go see The Accountant this evening,
Oh, cool.
possibly. So I'm going to try to get. I've got a lot of stuff to do that I've got to get done before then. So hopefully I might be able to get to go that. And that's just a fun shoot 'em up. It's got a good, fairly decent, unique kind of story to it.
Hmm.
Just for who the I mean, you've seen the original, right?
I don't think I have actually.
Really?
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, dude, you need to see it.
Who's in the original?
Ben Affleck.
Oh, is this a sequel?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know.
John Bernthal, Ben Affleck.
Okay. No, I
Um,
haven't seen it. I was thinking it was like a remake of like an old school action movie.
oh, no, 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 no. This sequel.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the whole concept is this guy is like a accountant for like mob bosses, drug dealers,
Hmm.
but he's also, if you could call him a moral hitman.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yep.
But the twist is he's somewhat autistic, so he has a lot of like quirks, and they do a pretty good job. I mean, I'm not going to say, 100%, but I mean, just showing like some of the struggles of someone that would be highly functioning
Mm,
autistic.
sure.
But it's and John Bernthal's in it, so I mean, anything he's in is
Sure.
so
I think he might have been in the most recent season of Daredevil.
maybe. So, and
Cool.
that's another thing that I've seen is I've seen I know you've watched all of it. I've watched all of it.
Yes, I finished it.
Um, I have seen, which I'm a little ahead of you, is Andor.
I've only seen roughly the first episode.
Right. So we can kind of discuss that first episode, and then I've seen the two episodes that I will probably ever watch anymore of The Last of Us.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
Okay. I haven't. I only watched the first season because a friend was like, "Hey, let's watch it together. We have time."
right, right.
I probably was never going to watch. I was never going to watch the first season just because it's just
Right.
not my game. I
No.
don't really care about that. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's wonderful, but I just haven't.
Well, no. Uh, actually, the first season was not bad,
I remember thinking
but
it was fine. It's just for whatever reason that
it
story,
just didn't move the
even the
needle
game,
for me. Yeah,
I
no.
don't know. Yeah.
I'm still pissed that The Last of Us 2 won over Ghost of Tsushima. So,
Hey, didn't the sequel just get a date?
I think it is, but I don't know.
I think the sequel just got a release date. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure. Was it called Ghosts of Yotai? Is that
I
right?
think that's what it is.
Boy, I spelled it all wrong. Tell me the release date, baby. October 2nd. You don't have that
Okay.
long to wait.
No.
I mean, it's too long, but it's not that
Right.
long.
Right.
Well, do you want to talk Daredevil real quick or Andor
Yeah,
or which
let's
one?
whatever one you want to go with.
Well,
Why
we
don't if we're only going to do one episode, why don't we start with Andor?
okay, sure.
So,
I don't. There's not a whole lot to say for me yet because I think probably the reason they dropped the first three is that they're connected, and I need to see all three of them. Uh, but it's a cool start. I love evil boardrooms or boardroom meetings. Uh, I enjoy those. Krennic. I mean, okay. Spoilers, by the way.
right, right,
Krennic's
right.
in. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised, but
I'm
like,
saying that's
I was so delighted to see that evil bastard on the screen again.
yeah,
He's so great. I love him in that outfit. I I'm just getting so hyped because I'll tell you this, I haven't seen Rogue One in a few years.
right,
Like probably since like 2018, I haven't seen it. And I keep saying I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna rewatch it. But then I keep not rewatching it because I'm like, well, Andor, Andor, Andor. Let me finish Andor and like get the right experience to like lead right up to it.
right.
So this definitely feels like we're getting right into that. What did you think of his fucking up the pilot thing right away?
Yeah.
His controls, he gets totally screwed by inverted controls.
Right.
I can so
I
identify
would
with
say,
that.
haven't we all been identified with that starting off a game that,
Yep.
you know, we're like, oh shit, we gotta get in and switch them back.
I was
But
playing
yes,
Time Splitters 2 with Zora, and the controls are by default inverted,
inverted.
and I was furious.
I don't know how many of TIE Fighter and X-Wing games that start right off. I mean, and it's probably a nod to that,
It's so funny. It's so
'cause I
funny.
don't know how many times I'm screwed up doing that right off the bat. Like, son of a bitch.
Yep. I like that he was, very tense opening. The lady that he was with, I didn't really fully get all that, I don't think, but
Right,
like, uh, it starts right away with like an emotional speech. But no, so like, there's not a whole lot to say yet, but
right.
so far cool. The stuff that was a little weaker for me was like the family on the planet waiting for him to come back. Like I'm less interested in that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure it will be good when it finally pays something off, but as of right now, like I really just want to see what Andor is up to, and I want
right.
to see what the bad guys are up to.
I I wish it would pick up the pace. I
Yeah, the
mean,
first episode
I
definitely, like,
mean,
again, we're seeing board meetings and like parties.
and I've talked to a few people that have had the full season
Hmm.
screener. We're not gonna get a picked up pace until after episode 6.
That, but Chris, I'm fine with that. I am
It's
fine with that. I
I
like to wait for a
that
good
was
payoff.
that I'm fine with waiting for a good payoff, but especially these first 3 episodes, because I've watched all three.
Hmm,
I mean, you're good with a lot more slower pace than I am.
for sure.
Me personally, I mean, yes, it's good to kind of have a more like adult Star Wars, but that's not all of Star Wars to me.
Oh, for
Star Wars
sure.
is, I mean, so I'm having a hard time really, really getting behind this. Last season, basically the last 2 episodes, I liked a lot.
Yeah, they were great. Yeah,
Everything leading up to that, I was born freaking out of my mind.
sure.
And I'm for world building and setup. I think part of the problem is we know what happens to every one of these characters.
Sure.
And I think it's hard to kind of get behind. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. I
Because
know
we
what you mean.
already know their finale, shall we
Right.
say.
We've seen the finale. Yeah,
We've already,
absolutely.
so I can't feel like I get too invested in some of these characters that I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Solid Skarsgård is the only one that I'm really following.
I cheered when he
I
walked onto the
mean,
screen.
I
I
it's
cheered. Yeah.
that's the only, and this year, the way the episodes are dropping, there's like a year in between
Hmm.
in time.
Yeah, I think I've heard that.
So there's certain events that happen that should have a more closer reaction. I'm trying not to spoil it since
Oh
you
shit.
haven't
Okay.
seen
Yeah.
them.
Don't say it. Don't
So there
say.
would be more of, shall we say, a reaction from characters in the show right now
Hmm.
of events that take place.
I got you. I got you.
Not like
Don't give me any ideas, Chris.
no,
But I'll
not
know. I'm sure I'll know what you mean when it
but
happens.
not a year later.
Right. I
You know
get
what
it.
I'm
I get
saying?
it.
So and they're supposed to do that 4 times.
Yeah.
So we get three is a year passes,
Hmm.
then 3 episodes are in a year passes
Right.
for 12 episodes.
Okay.
I'm like,
It's different. It's a really unique way to do this.
but like I said, there's certain things that happen, and I know in every kind of quarter, there's things that happen that would serve the story better if you get the reactions immediately.
Hmm.
Then I think they're gonna lose having
Interesting.
this gap.
Okay. Well, don't tell me anything else more. I don't. You're going to give me
I'm not.
ideas, and I don't want those, Chris. Ideas are dangerous. We
I
should
know.
burn some books later.
No, no, no.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely ready to continue. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. Really, one of the things that's been in the way is Oblivion.
Yeah.
When I sit down and go, "Well, I got a couple hours, Oblivion, baby, yeah, I'll get there."
But I did trudge through the first season of Andor again
Oh, did
before
you? Hmm.
before I jumped on the last 3 episodes of this new season.
Okay,
So I Cassian is just not charismatic for me enough
okay,
for him to be the pivotal, you know, antagonist in this movie
sure.
or in this show.
Hmm.
I just I don't know if it's the way they've written the character or his performance in the character. I
I don't
I
feel that at
just
all, but it's your
I
opinion. That's
mean
okay.
personally I feel like he should have a little more cross between like Jason Bourne and James Bond.
I thought you were going to say Jason Voorhees.
No.
Get this man a machete.
And the only other thing that I have, and this is not a spoiler, I know it's been out there. Why on God's green earth would you copy any cinematography from freaking Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon?
Oh, I don't know what you're
There,
referring to, but I don't.
you will see it in episode 3.
Well, I didn't watch
It's
Rebel
out.
Moon.
No, I know. Count your blessings. But there is literally almost shot for shot several things.
Interesting.
And it's like you look at it and you're like, you have got to be shitting me. This is what you copy.
But maybe it's that no one watched Rebel Moon and it's just a happy accident.
No, it's not a happy accident.
Okay, you really think it's on purpose?
I really think that he saw that and was like, oh, that looks really good. I'm gonna do that.
Hmm. I'll know when
You
I see
know,
it, I guess.
let's
Although I
let's
haven't seen
not,
Rebel Moon again.
you know, let's not, go Leone or Kurosawa or even semi-newer
Lucas?
Scorsese
How about
or
Lucas?
but I mean classics or Lucas. Let's emulate Zack fucking Snyder.
I need to see what you're talking about. We'll see. We'll
Well,
see.
yes.
I might have to object to this.
We will talk about this in the Discord, so if you want to hear this or see this kind of banter with it once DK sees the third episode,
Yes.
join the Discord.
Yes, yes. Well, how about Daredevil? We can just cap that off real quick.
Yeah. I'm highly disappointed in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a great time with it.
I
Was it just so you didn't like the ending or what?
No, I mean, there's a lot of things.
Shit, I didn't think this would happen.
I hated Matt's girlfriend. I could not stand her as a character.
Huh.
You know,
But she's
it
going to be a
told
big
me
problem in the next
everything.
season.
It told me everything I needed to know when it was in that Muse fight, and afterwards she's like, I saved myself. And all she does through most of this is bitch at him, you know, through almost the entire season.
Well, I mean, I think she is
I hated
understandably concerned about her boyfriend being covered in bruises and being insane and saying, the mayor's after me. He sounds crazy, Chris. She doesn't know any of that stuff. I think that's pretty realistic.
no, yeah, no. I am not a fan of her
Okay.
whatsoever.
I gotta disagree, but okay.
The best scene was the mid-season Frank and Matt scene. Not Punisher and Daredevil, but Frank and Matt scene where they
Oh, when
went
he
at
when
each
he when he
other.
shows up and yeah.
Yes.
You think that was the
That
best scene in the thing?
yeah. I
I don't
think that
know.
was the best performance.
I think my
Um
favorite episode was the
I
bank episode,
I no.
weirdly.
No.
Really? You didn't have fun
Yes.
with that?
No, I did not have fun with that.
Wow. Okay.
I thought they cucked Kingpin a lot. I did not like the fact that
That man has the man in the guy you're talking about in a dungeon, and he eats dinner while he watches him in a cage. How's that being cooked? It's the opposite. It's
no,
literally
it's
the
not.
opposite.
It is not. No, for if you read all of
What?
if you read Daredevil, there's no way that the shit that he would allow that he allowed like Vanessa to do and
Vanessa.
everything take over. No,
They eat
it's
dinner in the dungeon. They
I
eat dinner down there.
I know,
That's
but
awesome.
every
He gives
but
that guy an
but
axe.
he would not have relinquished any of that control. There's no fucking way
He didn't give any
Kingpin would have.
control. He's
Yes, he
he
did.
has not really given any control.
Yes, he did. He
Well, he
did.
did get shot in the face,
And
so he was gone for a while. She took the control while he was gone.
yeah, and he never took it back.
I think he is really. I like that we're possibly setting up Vanessa versus Wilson. She's awesome. I like Vanessa a lot. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to disagree, I guess. I thought it was
And
really,
that's
really
fine.
good. And I
And
also like the concept of Bullseye. Like, is he gonna turn? Is he gonna be like a not a hero, but like
no, no,
you don't think so?
no,
I almost got the sense that he like is gonna become like another Punisher, basically.
no.
You don't think so? You think he's just
Mm-mm.
gonna still be a serial killer?
No, yeah.
Interesting.
And I
Like,
thought that the Muse, as much as I kind of liked the Muse episode for the most part,
I hate his design. He looks so
that,
stupid.
I mean, but the character himself in the comics is totally different than what they made in the show.
I liked the character. I
But
liked the whole thing with the therapy and all that. That was good. I just don't like his visual. Like he has to change into that dumbass outfit to be Muse. Like, just I don't get that at all. It
well,
sucks.
and that's the thing. That was part of the thing I also didn't like in that. But the fact that in the comics, he's a lot more powerful. He's a mutant,
Hmm.
and basically they you know put this guy as a you know almost a Zodiac killer without any kind of
It's a cool concept. I think
oh and it's
it
awesome in the
worked
comic. It's awesome in the comics. I think they just shit the bed on the follow through with the character, you know. But I liked seeing that it got dark,
Mm, it
with
did
you know what I mean? Because Daredevil, I mean, let's be honest, Daredevil is a dark comic,
for sure. And
for
I
the
think
most
he
part.
he would have killed Muse if he didn't think he could have saved that lady, the
Right,
girl.
right,
So yeah, I like that he's constantly on the edge of being a murderer.
right,
And also when he smashes through that window to fight Muse at the end, I was like, "What are you doing? Everyone's gonna see you. When did you change? Like how long?"
right.
That I was like, I can't think about that. I can't think about that. But yeah, no,
But
all in all, the episode that I thought I like, and again, we're spoiling things here, but I like Karen showing back up. It felt good. It threw back to the old show. Um, I thought that episode, like the blackout episode, was going to be a little bit more. I thought something bigger was going to happen,
yeah,
like that night. Some crazy
right.
thing was going to happen, but instead, it didn't end that way.
No.
I liked the whole thing with the Punisher dealing with the shitty cops. I liked all that. I also liked the Frank Castle handshake. That was good. At least we got that little thing at the end.
Right, right.
I enjoyed that. But no, all
Yeah.
in all, I would say I think what happened, Chris, is that this was originally going to be a lot shittier, and they were able to go back and retool and fix a lot of things. So I really feel like the next season will be a step up. I
And
think
I
it will
hope
be.
so. And I've seen some of the stuff with his costume. He's gonna get the blackout costume.
My favorite.
One of my favorites.
Hmm.
But and the only other thing is I wish, especially with his questioning his ability to control himself in the comics, they dealt with his faith
Hmm.
and him trying to reconcile that.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, no matter what anybody says, that is part of that character.
Yeah, they did that in the
I,
first show too.
right, and they did a lot in the first show. And I
Yeah.
think this, especially with him having this kind of conflict, Matt Murdock would have kind of tried to get himself right,
He
or
does
have,
he does
or have,
briefly. He does it
or
briefly in the
right,
show.
right. But I mean, or have at least more questions, and there should have been more scenes. And I think, him going to confession in the middle of this probably would have been a Daredevil thing.
For sure. I don't
You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
disagree
I
at all.
mean,
Yeah, absolutely right.
so,
Yep.
and I think they intentionally shied away from that, which if it's an integral part of the
I don't think it did.
character,
I don't think they did. I mean,
I,
he's definitely
I
praying and talking about that, and I just think maybe it just didn't really. They didn't consider that in this part of the story that they're telling. I guarantee you, in the next season, it's going to happen.
we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. I mean, I I had super high hopes, and I'm not saying I hated every bit of this because I didn't,
Hmm.
but I was disappointed of where my expectation was. Maybe that's a better,
Okay.
it had some great moments.
My
I mean,
biggest disappointment was that the fight scenes weren't quite there. I don't think.
no, they still even in the first episode
Don't
that
tell don't
Bullseye.
tell me about it because I hated that.
I know. I was gonna say that Bullseye Daredevil fight scene was,
It looked like shit.
yes, and that CGI jump on the,
Nope.
get a fucking wire
I don't
rig.
need any of that
It's a,
stuff.
it's a
No.
lot cheap. If you're gonna have a big jump, get a goddamn wire rig. A
And the
crane,
whole it was so staged and the smoke and the everyone's fighting
right, right,
specifically. It was all arranged and it just didn't look real.
right.
It all looked. I hated it. It looked so fake.
And the bad thing is even the Ben Affleck Daredevil, like the fight in the bar. Do you remember the one that I'm talking
No,
about?
all I can think about is
Where,
him like jumping around in the church, and it looked like shit.
yes, no, but I
That's
mean,
all I can think about. Oh, and
right,
Evanescence, bring me to
right,
life.
right, right. No, the spot in the bar near the beginning where he
Is
like hits
he
the fan and
is
he's
he
in the,
dressed as Daredevil at this point?
yes,
Okay, I don't remember.
it was just a brutal, chaos-ridden fight scene,
Should
which
I
was
rewatch that
better
movie?
than.
Am I gonna like it? Oh, I hated it when it was new, even.
You may have a sense. I'm not going to say you're going to love it, but you
Okay,
may have a sense of nostalgia,
okay.
especially with John Favreau is
It's
Foggy.
great to see him as Foggy. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not.
maybe I'll rewatch it just for fun.
Wilson Fisk is honestly, he's really good. I mean, is really good in that.
Who's plays him again? I don't remember.
Is it no Michael Clark
Oh
Duncan?
yeah, Michael Clark Duncan. How could I
Yeah.
forget? He was really good. I remember really liking
Yes.
him.
Yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah.
And that fight scene between him and Kingpin at the end of it, that was a fight scene between Kingpin and Daredevil. That's what we should have got,
Wasn't there
but
one in season three? That was pretty good, right? They
it
like
was
smash an apartment to bits.
right. This thing smashed his office into bits.
Okay.
And if you remember, like Daredevil like takes out one of his knees.
I don't. I need to rewatch it.
You need to rewatch
I
it.
think that was one of the ones where I was like, I love superhero movies, and it was the first time I left the theater like, why didn't I? I remember thinking like at the end, like this is
Right.
so not doing anything for me.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway,
Oh, it
I'll
had a
rewatch
lot
it.
of goofy stuff. But we had that third season of Daredevil, and then when Kingpin goes to Marvel, he gets beaten by a teenage girl. He gets beaten by,
Oh, I
the
was trying to remember what
native
you were talking about.
in Hawkeye.
Echo, right?
Yeah, no, in Hawkeye. Kate.
Oh, but it wasn't Echo. Oh, well, Echo shoots him though.
Well, yeah, yeah, at the very end of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he gets beaten by a teenage girl with a bow. He gets beaten by,
A big
native.
slow. Okay, he's kind of a bigger guy. He's probably slower. You can't beat you. It's hard to beat a
Come
bow.
on.
Come on.
He throws her around like a rag doll and
Hmm.
she still is able to
I do
get up.
remember him like throwing her through walls and
Right.
stuff, and he's
Yeah.
in his Hawaiian
There's
outfit.
no fucking way. Yeah.
That was more cartoonish
Yes.
Kingpin for sure.
And then he gets beaten by the Native American Transformers by feelings, you know.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't remember the last scene in Echo
Oh,
where the five ancestor women all come together in her?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't finish Echo.
Good thing. I did, unfortunately. That's why I call her the Native American Voltron.
Well, which is it? Voltron or Transformers?
Well, they're kind of the same. Anyway, well, okay.
Wow. Okay, they're the same.
No, I know. Believe me, I know. I know.
Hmm.
Robots that can turn into one big one.
Okay.
Okay.
Not robots in
Transformers.
disguise.
No, no. Okay,
All right.
Devastator. All right, is that better?
Okay. Thank you.
Didn't pick an asshole.
Yeah, we have to here.
And then now he gets, it's just, we haven't had a great MCU Kingpin. I love Vincent D'Onofrio.
I think he's
And
great as Kingpin.
he's awesome, but I meant the Kingpin, not him playing Kingpin.
You don't think him smashing that guy's head in a car door is cool? It's amazing. That's Kingpin,
But
baby.
it was more of a tantrum. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he would do that. Would you
Mm,
prefer the Trial of the Incredible Hulk?
no, no, God, no. God, no.
John Rhys Davies?
Yeah,
Just watching TV the whole time?
right. No, I think Kingpin is more calculated.
I think he's extremely calculated.
Right. So that scene with him smashing, as fun as it was, I think he wouldn't have been so and like
You mean the ending
enraged.
scene with the big gore effect?
Yes.
Oh my God. I remember I liked it. I mean, I thought it looked fantastic.
I'm not
Uh
saying it looked bad, but yeah.
Kingpin would have the balls to do that in front of a ton of officials and get away with it.
Right.
And
That's
knowing that
true.
no one's
Yeah.
going to say shit.
Right. That's true.
It's
That's
awesome.
true.
I thought that was really cool too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's our feelings on Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah. I'm kind of didn't hate it, but didn't love it.
okay.
Kind of in the middle.
All right.
It had some good moments, but it could have been a lot better
Sure.
because I had higher expectations.
That's absolutely fair. Is it time to talk Sinners?
Yeah, I
I got
think
nothing
so.
else. So I think Sinners
Yeah.
Sinners it
No,
is.
go for it.
I went into this only knowing, okay, first of all, I have to say this again. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers.
Yes.
And I wish I could tell you if you know nothing about this movie, I wish I could just convince you to go see it and then come back and listen to this because
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it and let people know what it really is. I just wish there was a way, you know what I mean? Because there's such a twist to it.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I someone unfortunately had spoiled that for me, so I knew what it was.
Right.
But so okay, we're entering spoiler territory right now.
Okay.
Just as a first brief overview, I would say it's what if From Dusk Till Dawn was like a legit good emotional movie?
And
Like,
set in the late 20s and
yes,
30s.
yes, yes, yes. Now, look, I love From Dusk Till Dawn. Don't get me wrong
Right.
here,
No, no, no. I
but
get
that
it.
movie is goofy. That movie has
But it's
Tom Savini
intentionally.
with a gun
Right.
penis.
Right.
That
It's
movie,
intentionally. Yeah, it's intentionally supposed to be over the top. I
yeah,
mean,
for sure. This movie has moments of such real emotion and such great characters. Every single person in this movie, with maybe one or two small exceptions, I was like, I want 10 more minutes of that character for the most part. Uh, I think it was I almost venture to say, and I said this in my Letterboxd review, it's almost too much of a real movie for me because I'm used to such trash. And so that there were those real moments of emotional things going on, and I was like,
right.
oh, I wasn't ready to feel things during this. I thought this was vampires attacking a bar
Yeah.
movie. You know what I mean? I didn't realize that I would have to feel real feelings here. God damn it. But yeah, I mean, so let's get into it. I mean, what were your thoughts?
Okay, you know me, I was hypercritical of Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda for how long?
Yeah, forever.
Sorry, anyway.
That should have lasted maybe only a couple of weeks. Um, and I thought
Wakanda
when,
for the weekend?
yeah, Weekend at Wakanda.
Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Weekend at Wakanda. Yeah. Oh, I guess that's too soon, wouldn't it be?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Anyway, no, I was hypercritical of Coogler, for that movie.
Kugler.
Coogler.
The
But
Kugler! We've been Kugeled in again.
yeah. But I would say this is probably one of his best movies. I liked Black Panther, but I thought it was way overrated,
I think
and he
among the
said,
MCU, it's up there with the best of them.
nah, I don't know about that,
Okay.
um but this is Ryan Coogler's wheelhouse. I mean, of all the movies that I've seen of his, this is probably his best one,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
Sure.
And you know me, I want to be entertained. I don't want to be beaten over the head with any kind of message in a movie. This had a good story and a legitimate story to it, but it wasn't something that they were beating you over the head with, quote unquote, a message.
I think there was a metaphor in there, but
There
we
was a metaphor in there,
yeah,
but I'm saying, but they weren't beating you over the head with it.
absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
And I'm absolutely fine with that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'm just,
You weren't being preached to, probably.
right, right. And they should have paid Michael B. Jordan twice.
Did they not? I mean, I bet they paid him nice.
I mean, they paid him nice, but I bet
They should have paid him
two
nice twice?
twice, yes. And then we get a whole side of Haley Steinfeld that, I mean, she was showing some acting chops
Hmm.
on this one.
Sure. Yeah, I think everybody, holy crap. I mean, some of these characters, if I don't even know where to begin. So some of these characters, like the doorman, I
Yeah,
wanted more of the doorman. The harmonica piano guy, I wanted
right.
more, way more of. I mean, he was.
I
I
mean, this had movie. If you remember, do you remember Crossroads?
mm,
Ralph Macchio,
maybe not. I'm
the
thinking of a
blue, where
different
he playing
Crossroads.
blues. Yeah, no, not the Britney Spears one.
I haven't seen that. I'm thinking of a horror movie, but it's no, I'm sure I haven't seen what you're talking about.
Okay, you want to see it. Honestly, you want to see it. But it's this blue with the music and with,
And the Karate Kid's in it?
yeah,
Mm,
he's a blues guitarist.
okay.
So anyway, I really recommend. Steve Vai is in it.
Oh, doing what? Playing drums?
Yeah, yeah. No, but I mean, and the old wives' tale of the crossroads
Yeah.
plays a big part in that movie.
Who
But
plays the
with
devil?
oh God, no, not him.
Oh,
Uh,
it would be funny. We got God to
yeah.
play the devil in this. It's weird, but all right.
I can't remember. It's an older black actor, and he's amazing in it. He's got that slyness and a little deviance to him,
Hmm.
and then yeah, you just go watch it. It's a great. I mean, it's not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination, but because I mean, it's got Ralph Macchio acting in it, but everybody else is really good, and the whole
I saw him in
concept
a
is,
play once, by the way.
yeah,
How to Succeed in Business Without Really
like
Trying
the train,
at the
yeah,
Fox Theater in St.
right.
Louis.
But this gave me hints of that. It gave me hints of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Big time for that for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, they did a really good concept in this movie. And I really didn't have any. I mean, the very ending was a little. It could have been a little stronger.
But wait, did you stay through the credits?
Yeah.
So that's the ending.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
ending of the movie happens in the credits. And some
Okay.
people got up and left and didn't see the ending.
Okay. I didn't realize that was considered the ending. I don't know what I thought. Maybe I didn't. No.
Did you not see the modern day stuff?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God! You didn't see the ending of the movie.
Oh shit. Now I gotta go back. Oh
For
well.
real. You did not see the end of the movie.
Oh well. It doesn't hurt my feelings to go back and see it again. So no, I did not. Okay.
Oh, that's too, and it's a bummer because yeah, some people in my showing got up and left, and I just, I'm a person who will stay through the credits regardless. I always do. And so, it comes on and it gives you the ending of the movie.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you definitely didn't see it. I won't spoil it for you,
Okay.
but it is the ending you want.
Okay.
I
Okay.
guarantee you,
Okay.
it is the ending it couldn't be better. Uh,
Okay then.
it is awesome. Yeah, I won't say anything else, but and it's not short either. It's not like a 30 seconds. You have no idea what's coming. Like Marvel.
Right, right.
It's like a couple minutes long, and
Okay.
and it is like the ending. So yeah, I don't want to hype it too much, but I mean, you got to see that for
Okay.
sure.
I
Um,
want to go back and see it again anyway. So I mean that makes me even more want
sure.
to go. So
I'll tell you something else I liked. I liked the way this movie looked. There's something sort of dreamlike about. Now, I think did they correct me if I'm wrong, but did they use the same kind of Mandalorian style,
the
uh,
volume,
whatever that is,
the
where that,
volume.
yeah, I don't know what you call it, but if
That's
that,
what
if
it's called, the
okay, yeah,
volume. Yeah.
it seems like
I don't think
I
so.
saw some behind the scenes stuff that looked like maybe they were shooting in front of like a giant screen. They like had the cotton fields and stuff. That stuff felt dreamlike in some way. Like it didn't necessarily feel super fakey to me, but it definitely has like a dream-like old school, like almost the same effect or a shade of the same effect you would get like from black and white. Like just
Okay.
seeing a movie in black and white. To me, that's it kind of felt like I don't even know. That's the best way I can describe it.
It's like
Those endless
almost
fields.
right. It's almost watching like that color shift in The Wizard of Oz when you go from the sepia to kind of
Sure.
seeing the vibrant, but it's all in that lower kind of the reds and browns and blacks and
And
you
during the
know,
day, it's a little stark, but then at
right.
night, the colors pop. Um, and I love the fact that it basically takes place across one day,
Yeah.
roughly. Um, the beginning is such a good way to start because you're like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I, my wife didn't know it was a vampire movie.
Oh,
Because I was like,
really?
don't look it up, don't. I was like, don't
Oh,
look
okay,
anything
okay.
because I had that spoiled, and I was like, well, it's probably better that we you don't know anything. You know, I know this is a horror movie. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Right,
And so I think that helped for her too. Just like a delightful surprise of like, oh, we have these weird vampires.
right.
One thing I didn't really key in on at first, I got it pretty quickly, but why are they all of a sudden they're all a band and they're all singing and they're all
Yeah,
but but then it clicked and they tell you why, you know, in the
right.
movie that
Yeah,
I know everything he knows and he knows everything I know. He's like the master vampire or whatever.
right.
Visually, I thought you couldn't have done much better with the way they looked.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't need the crazy prosthetic like Buffy the Vampire,
Right, right.
Nosferatu. I mean, I love, trust me, I love that. I want that in
Yeah,
vampires. But these were realistic quotes.
right,
The glowing eyes, the weird cult nature, and they're just absorbing you and your culture, and you become one with them. I mean,
right.
obviously, there's a message here, right? Which I thought was cool, and but I love the sinister. We're singing these songs, and we're all having a great time, and everything's beautiful here. It all was really it was really cool, and the my okay. Here's my biggest probably flaw or complaint, and
Okay,
it's not that big,
right.
but the discovery of the vampirism when they're like, why aren't you coming in? Why do you need to be invited in? Like they were really,
Yeah.
I don't know, like that was, it was a big ask for me to be like, really? That's how they.
Just give me my money.
But that aside, I mean, I think it was
Right,
really, really
right.
good. Um,
It did give me the way they designed the vampires did give me a lot of Near Dark.
Hell yeah, for sure.
So,
Yeah, 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 yeah. And the way they retain the damage for a while,
right.
just like in Near Dark when Bill Paxton's
Yes.
all fucked up. Yeah, that's
Right.
cool
So that there's a lot of things that he melded into this.
for sure.
And I mean, the way it looks and sounds like this may be something that's ongoing.
Hmm. I would definitely like another one.
So,
I'm
but
not
I think
saying we don't need it. I mean, I'm
no, no,
not
no,
sitting
no,
here
no.
begging for a sequel because it doesn't need it. Go
No.
see it. It's a great movie on its own.
Right.
If it's a standalone movie forever, great. But could you do more in this world? Yes, you certainly could. Certainly could.
Well,
I
bring
read
other
some
at this point, just bring other monsters in.
that would be fun. I also read some other fan said suggested a prequel series where it's Smoke and Stack basically doing everything you hear about.
Winchester stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think
No, I know, no.
they didn't encounter anything like that before. But I mean,
No.
just like them going to the war and them going around the
Right.
world and them going to Chicago and all that stuff.
But it would be neat to see something odd happen through their travel. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That they've seen, because yes, this was kind of something out of left field, but they've seen weirder shit
Well, but
or
also
some really weird shit.
I'll say this. Maybe maybe see the ending. And then
Okay.
there's another path you could go.
Okay.
More of a sequel than a prequel path.
Okay.
But I don't again I will not give that away because it's really
No.
cool.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I definitely think people should see this in the theater if they can.
Yeah.
It gets a thumbs up from me. I think I gave it a 4 on Letterboxd, but the more I think about it, like it could be like a 4.5.
Yeah.
Um, the scene with the music, my first reaction was, and I think this is a strength of it. My first reaction was like, what the fuck? Like what that guy doesn't fit. What's going on in the music?
Right.
What? And then I was like, oh, I it clicked for me, and that scene was incredible.
If you watch like the last kind of quarter of the Crossroads movie, you'll get why with that scene
Oh,
alone,
it's similar. They do a similar thing,
why
huh?
I associate that with.
Okay.
So,
That scene was really, really good. And
right,
I don't mean just like, oh, it was visually interesting, but the sound, whoever sound designed that,
right,
whoever engineered that audio
yes,
deserves an award. And I think this could get an award for sound design.
right.
It's
I
unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Ryan Coogler needs to stay away from established IPs. And
He's
I
clearly
think
got some pretty good ideas of his own. Did he write this
that's
movie? Who wrote this? Do we know?
I don't know. If you want to look that up, I'm not sure if
I'm
he.
just gonna ask the computer again.
I almost
Who
want to
wrote the
think
movie
he did.
Sinners? Coogler, dude.
Okay, I thought he did. But I wasn't 100% sure.
Written, co-produced, and directed by the Cougs.
Yeah,
Um,
he needs to stay with the original stuff because I mean, when he does his own thing, it's really good.
this movie was fantastic
Yeah,
for sure. Um, do you want to talk about? I liked the sort of twist at the end where, and again, this is major spoilers, but the twist at the end where they took the money, but they were always going to show back up and kill him.
yeah,
But he was totally ready. They're totally ready.
right.
And it's like after the night he had, he really deserved a little, a little fun like that.
Right, right,
Um,
right.
Holy shit, that was really cool. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than people should see this movie for sure.
Absolutely.
It was good, amazing design. I think the vampires were cool. I I didn't quite at first I was like his accent was throwing me off because it seemed to be changing a little. I don't
Right.
maybe that was just me.
Depending on his stress level, he kind
Yeah, I don't know.
of
But no, but I did. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I think people
right.
should go see it. Yeah, Coogler, he knocked it out of the park on this one. And it's an original movie. It is not based on anything else. It's not based on a comic or what. I mean, look, yeah, adapt more comics. I want that to happen. But this is its own original idea, and it's doing really well. I haven't seen current box office, but like first weekend, it did quite well. It's definitely going to
It
make its money back.
it is honestly, I just read it has had the lowest or the least drop off between release weeks of
That's
any movie this so far this year, and
that's
even
kick-ass.
almost all of last year.
Yeah, I think word of mouth on this
So,
thing for sure
although, and then which what was it? Revenge of the Sith
got
came out
re-released.
this weekend
Hmm.
and made more in this weekend than Snow White did its opening weekend.
Anakin Skywalker, the real Disney princess.
Yeah. And Padme in it.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's the princess.
Mother of the princess.
Well, queen, I guess.
I guess so.
But
I guess that's the mother of a princess is a
yeah,
queen.
right, I know.
Oh my God.
But I meant Disney queen, Disney
Yeah, yeah,
princess.
yeah, yeah. But Disney Queen's not really a thing, is it?
Usually they're evil.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Hmm? Maybe she was the true you know, antagonist of the prequels.
She's the Sith Lord,
She corrupted
not Jar Jar.
she corrupted Anakin to
With
stray
her,
away from
yeah, she
damn
tempted him
women.
too much. It's her fault.
Damn
Yes.
women. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Well, I don't have much more to say other than Sinners. Sinners good. Go see Sinners. You
Uh,
sinners.
yes, it is good. Oh, by the way, did you see the leaked trailer for Mando and Grogu?
I saw a screen. I haven't seen the actual
Okay.
leaked. Does it
Okay.
look good, or are we upset? Or
Um,
Sigourney Weaver, right?
I'm neither. There's really not a ton in it. A lot of Mando shooting.
I mean, that's a good start.
I mean, that's pretty much a lot of it is just
You're telling
him
me there's
shooting.
lasers in this thing?
There is lasers from the beginning.
All right.
So I may or may not have copied it and may or may not, probably not put it in the Discord.
Oh, okay.
But
I won't check that.
okay.
7 minutes ago, huh?
Uh-uh.
Oh no, I don't know. Maybe not.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, somebody
Not
did
yet.
something, or maybe that was a different. I don't know how to use Discord. I don't. I don't know what I'm seeing.
It's okay.
All right. Well, Do you got anything else?
Not really. I'm just kind of, waiting for stuff to come out. I mean, July is the big month.
There's tons of stuff
So,
coming. Again, Doom
yeah,
Dark Ages.
right.
I will
Now,
eventually get the Indiana Jones game. I there was
I
the rumors
haven't,
about Oblivion, and I was like, well, but if Oblivion comes, I need
yeah.
that. So I'm glad I waited.
Now we did get the more trailer for Fantastic Four. I think it came out after our last show.
Yes, but it was covered heavily in the Discord.
Yes, it was. So that would be a Discord exclusive
Yeah,
until it
yeah,
comes out, until we get the final trailer
sure,
beforehand.
sure, absolutely.
So
And we have Thunderbolts this coming weekend, right?
yes, Thunderbolts this weekend.
Sweet.
And I heard there is a good post-credit scene.
Oh, it's not just a guy saying there's you have no idea what's coming.
Yeah, no. It kind of
He's done the
it's kind of
calculation.
all right.
You have no idea.
No.
Well, I hope Red Hulk's in it.
No.
He better be.
Um, there may be somebody that's in it that we haven't even talked about.
Well, I don't want to know. I
I
want to be
well,
delighted and surprised.
I've heard rumors, and I'm not going to say anything because three-fourths of the time they're not true.
For sure, yeah.
But somebody else has got to show up with Sentry as your bad guy
Right. Well, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But do
because
we have any casting on that or anything?
no,
Interesting. Okay, well, I don't want to know. I don't want to think about
no,
it.
and no,
I don't want to know. I
no.
want to be delighted. All
Let's
right.
just say it expands the Marvel universe.
My thumbs are up.
Okay, so we'll see. So, but I've heard where it's one of the not the best thing, but one of the better things that's come out since Endgame.
Thunderbolts, period.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll be giving it a shot.
So we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
But yep, either we'll get kicked in the nuts again by Marvel or we'll get a decent movie.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So,
Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. Make
yep,
sure to join that Discord.
yep,
Follow us on the socials. It's all in the description of the show. Share it. Tell us what we're wrong about, what we're right about, all those fun things, and
yep.
we'll be back in a couple weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks.
All right.
Have a
Thanks,
good one,
everyone.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.